Hey, great to have you here. So back today with another SH Figuarts Dragon Ball video. So we just got an announcement of a new character release, and I bet you'll never guess who it was. Drumroll, it's Goku. I know, really shocked there. So right away I have some criticisms, so let's just jump straight to the first image. So it's another base form Goku, but nope, not on a 3.0 mold, it's still on a 2.0 body. So the actual body is the exact same as the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku and other previous Goku releases. So I don't totally get it here, but I'll reserve judgment here until I go through all the photos and identify what's different with this release. At first glance with this initial image, I'm not noticing much change. As mentioned, we have the standard body with slightly different paint job compared to Saiyan Raised on Earth. It looks closer to the shade of the Goku figure from Superhero. Other than that, we have a standard stern face and closed fist. The face does look slightly more animated than Saiyan Raised on Earth, with better line work for the eyes especially. But beyond that, this is your run-of-the-mill base Goku figure. So not much else to call out here. It looks great ultimately, but it's not something really needed at this point. It's not something different from what we've gotten traditionally in the past. So jumping to the next image, this is probably, I'm assuming, going to be the biggest call out as far as a unique image compared to the previous Saiyan Raised on Earth figure. So we have Goku in his dramatic pose where he's facing off against Vegeta. So really great imagery there. I'll try to show a shot of kind of what they're replicating here, but we have him on the rocks with Vegeta facing off, and he has the windswept hair when he's got that lower position compared to Vegeta, and he's in that battle combat stance as well. So very much replicating that specific scene with Vegeta. So love to see that. I will say that's one great thing about this figure release, is that you can definitely have that replicated scene. So as mentioned, we have the windswept hair. That's really the big difference here. We do get to see the logo on the back. So this figure, I believe, we'll get to more details later, but the logo is one thing that's mainly different from the previous Saiyan Raised on Earth. The Saiyan Raised on Earth is Goku after the Saiyan Saga. It's like when he's going to Namek. So he has his gi with like his own personal logo on the front and back. This is back in the Saiyan Saga. So I believe on the front, he has the Turtle Hermit logo from Master Roshi, and on the back, I think it's King Kai's logo. So this kind of identifies, if you're really nitpicking as far as logos, this is from the Saiyan Saga, where the Saiyan Raised on Earth is from more of the Namek or Frieza Saga. But as mentioned, really love the shot here. This definitely is a great pose to put him in, and replicating that scene against Vegeta once again. So other than that, that's really the big call out here. So next image, we have Goku doing a Kamehameha blast at the screen. And we've definitely gotten this view of Goku before. I'll try to pull the image of Saiyan Raised on Earth that we got previously, but it's pretty much the exact same pose and image they're showing of Goku here. Obviously, as I mentioned with the first photo, the line work on the eyes and just the faces do look a little bit cleaner and more animated overall, so I'll give them credit for that. But beyond that, just the same standard Goku face and pose we get here. Next up, we have him doing more of a kick pose here, with back to that stern face and the windswept hair once again. So same clenched fists, just having a kick. I think we have similar to this. I think there was a Saiyan Raised on Earth photo that had a similar kick, slightly different off to the side, but just showing off the articulation of the lower body. A little bit still disappointed, though, that we have that 2.0 body as far as we can tell from these images, so it's not going to have as much flexibility when it comes to the lower body movement and the range of motion you have there. So not the greatest, but just showing another action shot that you can have Goku in. Next up, we have Goku with a stern face. So we've gotten this kind of face before, but I think it really looks well done here. And same hairpiece we've seen before, same body. Really the only difference here is we have the open palm hand holding up. At first I was like, is this Goku doing a Destructo Disc? But then I realized, no, this is likely Goku when he's fighting Nappa, and he holds him up and defeats Nappa before Vegeta ultimately takes him out. But yeah, I think this is really calling out that scene where he has Nappa just ultimately defeated and beaten down simply after doing the Kaioken down to grab him as he's blasting him to the ground. So really great shot here. Obviously, we don't have Nappa in the image here, but definitely seems like the image they're going for here. Next up, for the last photo, we have Goku doing, like, I don't know what this is, like a Superman charge at somebody. I feel like this is kind of supposed to be him flying at someone, but he's yelling. So maybe if you had him on like a stand and you had him just facing downward charging at someone with this, that's maybe what you could do here, but not sure we really necessarily needed this image as far as showing anything different, other than I guess we do get a nice close-up of the face and seeing the yelling face. So yeah, as mentioned, the faces look great. They're just not something we needed. There's definitely other figures that are more pressing as far as needing a new release, but I probably understand from the point of Tamashii that you have this mold already. Let's repurpose it and repackage it once again and try to reproduce it so more people buy this one, just because of the small changes that we do have in these photos here. So just kind of recapping the details that Tamashii shared with us. So they're officially calling this guy Son Goku the lowest born Saiyan, which is kind of demeaning, but I get it. He's supposed to be like not royalty like Vegeta. Scheduled release date is March of 25. It does call out this is only going to be available in North America, so definite bummer for folks internationally, but I imagine you can probably find other ways to get him if you're super interested. But this seems to be likely a general release in March for the North America locations. I'm imagining things like Target and so forth. But beyond that, the details that it describes here says, a new item is coming to the Dragon Ball SH Figuarts line, Son Goku, the lowest born Saiyan. Brand new sculpting for face plates and head parts to recreate the fight scene with Vegeta during the Saiyan Saga. The coloring had also been done to faithfully recreate Goku's appearance from the Saiyan Saga, as well as featuring the Kami symbol in the front and King Kai's symbol in the back. Available at selected retailers. Yep, more information there. So, retail release in North America. And it really points out the things we've already identified. The different logo for Goku, the different shading of his outfit, the slightly tweaked faces. They're pretty much the same faces we've gotten before, just redone in a better manner. It almost feels like when video games get like a remake, this is kind of a remake of a Goku Saiyan Raised on Earth figure, because it's the same guts to it, it's the same 2.0 body, but you're getting slightly improved faceplates, which is probably much cheaper for them to update with this figure. But I don't know, it still feels like in some ways they've had 3.0 bodies for some of these other new characters. Couldn't you just use some of those molds as far as trying to repurpose the lower body? But I don't know, maybe it's a little bit harder than that because this is specifically for Goku. So yeah, it just feels like, personally, not something necessarily collectors need unless you want to have these alternate accessories. Feels like probably a separate head pack would be better for fans of the franchise, just because they likely already have Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. Do they really need another one for their display? Doubtful. I can get sometimes when you have a powered down Goku than a Super Saiyan 1. Those are technically different forms, but we're just getting Goku again here. So you're going to have multiple base Gokus on your display. Maybe, but at some point you run out of options for Goku to be fighting somebody. You have like 10 Gokus and one villain, so it becomes a problem when we get too many Gokus at some point. They really wanted to repackage this as a new release because they can charge $35 for this guy. I imagine that'll be the price point. They haven't officially said anything, but seems like a budget release for $35, I would imagine. And they can charge that for a full figure instead of doing like $10 for faces, because they have the molds already done for the body. It's super easy and cheap for them. So I'm sure the ROI for them is much better when you have this new release, despite it being old stuff that we've seen already once before. So what are your guys' thoughts with this? Is this one you're going to pick up? For me personally, I'm not really sure. I already have Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. I have Superhero Goku. I have his later forms as well. So I'm not sure these are things I necessarily need in my collection personally. It is great to get more animated faces with better line work around the eyes especially, and some upgraded expressions, even if they're the same expressions. The different logos, I don't really think that's a big factor for me personally. The windswept hair is cool, I will say that. It does feel like this is similar to the event exclusive that we got over the previous summer, where we had the Goku with the Gohan and the Nimbus. This is pretty much the same concept here, where you're taking out Gohan and the Nimbus, but you're getting Goku with a windswept hair type look, and then some alternate faces. So same concept there, except it's a little bit more of a budget option. Kind of feels like when they had Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta as the 15th anniversary figure, and then they turned around and had Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta as a budget figure. So hopefully that's not something they continue to do, where they have this really exclusive version and then they just bring back a cheaper one for people, and then you already bought the expensive one, so you're kind of like, I don't know. They kind of did that with the Toyotaro UI Goku as well, but that included the book and some other stuff, so I get that one was a little bit different in theory. But it seems frequently they try to push a more expensive version of the figure, and then shortly thereafter they're like, all right, for the people that weren't going to buy that, buy this one now instead, and then you get some people that buy both maybe. But yeah, it just feels like they took that same concept as far as an alternate Goku in the Saiyan Saga and released it here. I will say one positive, if I'm giving definitely a big positive here, is that this indicates to me personally that we're going to get a new Saiyan Saga Vegeta, because you have that pose specifically. They even call it out in the text of their post that this pose is him fighting against Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga. So with that, I take that to say you're going to give us a new Saiyan Saga Vegeta soon, which is awesome to see. I'm hoping they have an updated mold there, but we'll see what we get. I think at this point, I would take pretty much anything because I know a lot of folks really want that Saiyan Saga Vegeta. We haven't had one in quite a while. I know they had the Namek one recently that pretty much was the same concept except didn't have like the skirt piece. But Saiyan Saga Vegeta would be awesome to have, so definitely in favor of that potentially happening. To go along with this Goku, that may tempt me to pick up this figure just because you could, as mentioned, replicate that scene where you have Vegeta up high on his rock and Goku down low here. As they call out with the title of him, we have Goku, the lowest born Saiyan. So in that fight, he's lower on the rock compared to Vegeta. I think it's supposed to be symbolic, so not getting into too much of the details there. Overall, yeah, it just feels like a good takeaway from this could be getting a new Saiyan Saga Vegeta. Hopefully that one would also be a $35 budget figure, but for some reason I could imagine him being like $50 because they know people really want that figure. So we'll have to see if that winds up happening. It definitely feels like a strong likelihood in my opinion though, because that's really what they do when they have these figures. Like when they had Kui and Vegeta from the Namek Saga, they had them posing together and really called out things like Vegeta's dirty fireworks against Kui in a display scene that you can put together. So they love doing the combo sets of two figures that are supposed to be bought together as far as a package deal that you can ultimately display in a duo fight scene. So I've rambled on long enough, I know, but as mentioned, let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Is this a figure you're going to pick up? Are they kind of stretching here a little bit too much with the 2.0 mold, still continuing with minor face changes and just the windswept hair? Or is this something that fully makes sense to you guys? So let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to talk to you again soon.